Hi! LOL. So today's video, I am going to mainly focus on the pros and cons to moving to Australia to be an au pair. He's an American alligator. Anyway. Hi. Pro number one is that I'm able to live in the city. So what that means is like the transportation is amazing. I have found that being in the city is a lot easier than if I was out of the city. Not saying that I couldn't have done it, but I would say my ability to get on a bus and go anywhere is 10 times easier than if I was in a more rural place. My first con is that you really have to be cautious of what plants you are picking up, or like just being careful about the wildlife. Something in, at least where I'm from in Ohio, like I can go out and go on a walk in the forest or whatever and not really worry about my safety. Like it's more people that I would be more cautious of versus like the wildlife. But here, it was interesting that there was a girl and I was at the train station with the boys and the boys picked up this big beautiful flower. I'll put a picture of it here. It was beautiful, right? Well, this lady was like, oh, I hope that's not a trumpet flower. It kind of looks like a trumpet flower or something like that. And I was really worried and I was like, why? And she said, oh, well, if the boys like are touching it or, you know, drinking the nectar or whatever, like it could be poisonous. And I was so worried. I got so scared, but I was like, no way that this could. And I looked it up and the flower was fine. It was totally fine, but it just like reminded me that there are some flowers and some animals here that just like they're poisonous. Just need to be careful. So another pro, which is like going off of that, off of the con, is the wildlife here is incredibly beautiful. Last night I was going on a walk, and there were these birds, and I'll put a picture of the bird here. And the bird was, there were like 20 of these birds. Looking at them, like that is nothing that I'm gonna find in the States, at least from where I'm from. Additionally to all the birds is there are so many like kangaroos and wallabies and wombats, and there's a lot of just different animals than what I'm used to. And I think I love that. Another con that I have is, and this really was hard moving here, is I came from July in Ohio to July in Australia. The daylight hours are such a con. So I was used to, in the States, like in July, I was used to having it be light at like 7 a.m. around there, and then I was used to having it be dark around like close to 9 p.m. like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. So great. I come here and it is the winter, so I give them that, but honestly, even when it's not winter, the daylight hours are still terrible. Pretty normal for the daylight hours to be like 5:30 or 6 is when the sun rises, and then the sun sets around 5:30 or 6. And I hate that. I love daylight hours. I love being able to see the sunset after like a nice walk, and that's like significantly after dinner time. But now it's like we're eating dinner and the sun is setting. It's terrible. My last pro is that Australians are actually very friendly. Now coming from America, like I'm used to people being friendly. I'm a friendly person, I would like to say. But when I was in Italy, that was so not the case. They just didn't care. They just didn't want to talk to you. They knew that you were a foreigner, and they were just like, they'd like try to smile, and they would just like, it was awful. Anyway, so they're very friendly. And so I think that that's a big pro. And my last con is that the seasons are not as nostalgic as home. So like right now, it's going into spring season, but back home, everyone's like gearing up for fall. The weather's starting to get cooler, and the pumpkin patch is pumpkin spice, and that is me. I'm such a fall girl. I love the colder seasons. I am going to have a year-long summer. Summer for a whole year is kind of like, woo, because when I go back, I'll go right into summer again. Yeah. I hope you all have just the most amazing week. It would be like really cool if I could get some suggestions of what you like to see more. I hope this was just like kind of fun and entertaining in some kind of way. I know it wasn't really funny. Maybe I'll have to say a joke. Okay, my Aussie joke of the day is, why did the wombat cross the road? To see his flatmate. That's so sad, to see his flatmate. I love you. God loves you. Have a blessed week. Bye. Boom, 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 boom.